record. The next topic is append and merge. This is one of the commonly performed task in any ETL on the ETL side. So what is ETL? ETL stands for extract, and transform, and loading. As part of extract or transform, what we do is, see, once you extract the data, you need to append the data, right? So you need to append the data and you need to merge the data. These kind of operations, we do it as part of data transformation. 1 second, let me just, I don't know where I put my. Okay, I was just searching my stylus pen. It's missing somewhere. Anyhow, not a problem. I just use this guy. Okay, we will, and also the append and merge, these two things they will ask you in the interview. Please remember, this is very simple and easy to remember. First of all, what is append? I want to combine the rows from 2 or more tables. In that case, we do append. Still, to make it clear, take a look at this data set. Look at this data set. Okay, and I have another data set. My manager has given me these two data set, and he wants me to combine these two data sets, and he wants to see on Panasonic in total how much we sold, and Nikon how much we sold, and Canon how much we sold. So in this case, these two data set got combined together, right? Simply I consolidate. So I just put these 3 records right beneath this data set. That's it, right? So now I have 6 records. Here I have 3 records in this data set. Here I have three records. 3 plus 3 records got appended. See, these 3 records got appended, just below this data set, right? So Panasonic, 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 just below this Canon and Nikon, we appended it. That's all. This is called append. And the next one is the merge thing. What is merge? Combining rows from more than one table. That is called the merge. Just give me a second. But in order to combine the data from more than one table, you need to use some common columns between the data set. You need to have a common column between the 2 tables or more than 2 tables. So supposing you want to merge 2 or 3 tables. So in that case, for all the 3 tables, right, you need to have the common column. Without the common column between the table, amongst the tables, you cannot combine them together. So you need to remember this one. And the next one is the merge is similar to joins in SQL. This is a question was asked with Abhijit. You saw my status. I don't know how many of you have seen my status. And this, I know Abhijit cleared the interview recently with a potential employer. Though it is a startup company, the pay is pretty awesome. And here, in the case of merging, the merge is similar to joins in SQL. They ask this question: what is the difference between merge and join? So it is synonymous to joins in, merge is a synonym to joins in SQL queries. In the RDBMS database, we use the term called joins to combine the data from more than one table. But if you have to perform join in SQL using SQL queries, you need to use common columns between the tables. Right, so when you combine the 2 data set, you will end up getting a new result, which includes some columns from both tables in a single query. Okay, so in that kind of situations, we'll be using merge. And so in order to perform merge, what is the prerequisite? You need to, the tables needs to be, combined based on a matching rows, or in simple term, you need to combine the 2 data sets based on the common columns between the data sets. Look here. So with this example, you'll be able to understand merge. So I have 2 data sets here. And if I want to merge these 2 things, right? For example, I want to display all the values from this table or all these three columns. Along with that, I need to have the cost price to be displayed here. The corresponding cost price of each product needs to be displayed within this table itself. In that case, what I do is I combine or I mesh these two tables. I join these two tables based on the common column product. Here the common column is product. Fine. So next what I do is, this is the after merging this based on these two common columns, I can get the new result set like this. So here if you see Panasonic and what is the sales we made on this day 500 and the cost price is cost price is coming from this table Panasonic 1200. So basically they wanted to see the cost price along with the sales that which we made. Okay, so and Panasonic, the same thing. Look here, the Panasonic here is 8,000 US dollar. Okay, and what is the cost price? The same thing, 1200. And which day we sold? Okay, Nikon. So Nikon, the cost price is available here. So it been after merge, this cost price comes and getting displayed along with these values. See in this table, if you want to make the cost price as part of this one, I need to join these two tables based on the common column between these two tables. Only then I should be able to do it. So this is what match. Hope you understood the difference between append. In the case of append, you don't have to have a common column between the tables. Simply you can combine the data sets. But the rule, what you need to remember is, in order to perform append or consolidate the data sets from these two data sets, right, into a single data set, all the columns should be in the same order. This is, let's say my manager has given me this data set yesterday. Okay, and today he gave me this data set. So in both the data set, the column ordering are in the proper order. The columns are available in the proper order. So after product sales should come, after sales currency should be there, and date should be there. In these second files, all the files should have the same order. Supposing in this file, instead of sales here, if currency was there here and sales was there here, so you need to transform it in a common format. Let us assume that this is a common format. So in that case, let's say you have a currency column here and you have a sales column here. Before you combine these two things using Power Query Editor's append feature, you need to make sure that you are going to move this column from here to here and move this column from here to here. Okay, simply you can drag and drop it, right? So I'll show you once again how to do this one. So here you don't have to combine these two tables based on the common columns. It doesn't require. The only rule is all the columns in all the files should have the proper order and the data type should also be same. Supposing here sales is a numeric variable or decimal data type, but whereas in this case the sales column is in text type, you cannot merge it. Even if you try to append it, sorry, not merge, append. When you are appended, what will happen? The text data will not go into the decimal data type. It will throw an error. The job will fail. Okay, so the order of the columns matters in all the files, and the data type also matters a lot. Okay, and supposing I have some additional columns are there in this file. Apart from date, I have, let us say I have a location column is there. Let it be there. But if you have a location column here in this file, here you don't have it. For your reporting requirement, if you think only these 4 columns are sufficient, even if you have additional columns in the rest of the file, simply you can remove it. So this is another transformation you need to do it. Okay, I was talking about ETL. ETL stands for extract, transform, and loading. One second, I just type it here. What is ETL? See, only thing is the interview process is very simple, and many of them they forget the terms. E stands for extract, and T transform, and L stands for load. Okay, So extract, we don't have to do extract in this case. My manager has given me these two files. Okay, so this is kind of extract. Okay, sometimes what will happen is these two data sets are available in the form of a table in my SQL server or any other database. These two data are available. In that case, you need to extract these files separately from the table, and this data you need to extract from that table, and then you need to append these two things together. At this moment, for illustration purpose, let us assume that these two files are given by my manager in the form of Excel or .csv file. .csv stands for comma separated value files. Okay, I simply append it, but make sure that while appending it, all the columns are in the proper order. Data type should also be same. And if you have any additional columns which you think are irrelevant, you remove it. Let's say you are saying that here I have a location column, but here I don't have location column. But if you have this additional column compared to other files, right, it is fine. But only thing is, after merging, after appending this data with this one, you will find additional column location here. Here, since you don't have any location value here, it will put null, null, null. But still, a new column called location will get created at the end of this one. See, this is the final output. The final output, you will have a location column. For these three records, it will put null here. Remember that. Okay. So that's the reason why you need to take a look at all the files and make sure that all the files, the total number of columns are same and column orders are same. And what is the other thing? I just type it for your sake. Okay. Column, all the files, column order should be same. And the data type should also be same in all the files. Number of columns should be same, but it is not mandatory. Okay, this is not mandatory, but it will unnecessarily cause some kind of confusion, or it will cause some redundancy. So location, and here only in this file I have a location column, but here they mentioned location like Chicago or Cincinnati or San Jose and San Francisco, some city name, but here you don't have it. Just because only one file you have the city name in USA, and right, so the rest of the records will put null, null, null here unnecessarily. If you have millions of records, unnecessarily millions of null values you can find it here. Hence, you make sure that number of columns should be same in all the data set and data type also same. All these three rules should be met. But remember one thing very clearly, even after, let's you made sure that these three rules are met, and even after appending the data, there is no assurance that it will not have duplicate. It can, after appending the data, the final result can have duplicate records rows in it. I'm talking about this one, the final result. Okay, this is my final result. After I did the appending, I just combined these two data set. But in the final result, there could be chances it might have some kind of duplicate record. Supposing you have Canon, one more time you have it, or you have Canon here. Canon, sales, currency, date is there. What will happen is this Canon and this Canon, same record is available here also. In that case, it will not remove the duplicate record. Simply it append all these data here. That is one challenge is there with this one. Hence, you need to make sure that you don't have, before you perform appending, you don't have any duplicate records in your data set. Okay, you don't have any duplicate records in the data set. You need to check that one, and all the column orders you need to check, and you need to make sure that all these three conditions are met. If that is not met, then you need to do some kind of transformation, data transformation. As I told you, now what we will do is we will see the same thing in Power Query Editor so that you will understand in a better manner. So now you understood the difference between append and merge. But in the case of merge, the number of columns need not to be same, and the column order also need not to be same, and all the data type uh, data type also need not to be same. Okay, but here first of all, data type for different columns, right? It is not going to cause any problem, but we are going to bring in a new column or the existing column from another table into the target table. Just give me a second, I'm getting calls. Okay, got it. So the append is similar to union all. So you need to remember this one. Append is similar to union all in SQL query. I'll just type it here. This is very important point. The interview, they will compare. They will expect you to compare append and the database SQL queries thing. In SQL, we say this is a union all. Okay, the append. Okay, whereas the merge is nothing but joins. Okay, joins in SQL. Merge is joins, but there are different types of joins are available. You have something a left outer join, right outer join, everything. We'll go step by step. First, let us finish up understanding the append, and then we will jump into merge. I just go to my Power Query, Power BI, Power Query Editor. Let me just see if I opened it. Yes, I already opened it. This is my welcome screen. I don't need it. I just keep this out. Okay, here simply I just go here, get data. And here I open the text.csv. Here I have append. Okay, it's not a CSV file, it is an Excel file. Click on Excel workbook and append one. All these files are available in my website, even in GitHub, everything is available. You don't worry. Only thing is you need to search, but don't panic while searching it. Okay, make a thorough search and then you do it. That's all. Look here, in this file, Excel file, I have two sheets. One is sales and the other one is, this is what, okay, let me do one thing. I just click on foreign sales. This is pretty clear. Okay, here I don't see any junk columns. So I'm going to select this sheet in this Excel file, and I could see that 5 columns are there. I click on load. It will take some time to load the data. You need to wait. You need to have a lot of patience. This Monday, for all of us, I think it is holiday. Even for me, it is holiday. Though it is holiday, we are working weekend and all because our client is US, right? US, there is no holiday on Monday. Hence, from my side, I have to work. But still, we have some, so this is offline. We need to support them. But it is holiday on Monday. And if you guys are okay, we can spend time on Monday also so that we can speed it up a little bit. How many of you are okay? Yeah, Nilesh is good. Okay, Nilesh is okay to join. How about others? Okay, look here, the data got loaded here, right? The data set got loaded here for in sales. And if you expand this one, and Soumya is also good for her, she is also okay to join. Yeah, so what the suggestion is, you might feel discomfort, right? And I'm going to load another file because I wanted to show you how to combine the data from two files. I have given the meaningful name here, append to. This is my another Excel file. Basically, I want to do this one. I want to combine this to a single file. Here also I can see the foreign current sales, and I'm going to load this one. Okay, this is, look here. In this data set, I have 4 columns. In this data set, I have 5 columns. And let's say my manager need the report only from these 4 columns. Location is not required. We can remove it, but don't remove it from the model, because later sometimes if he asks you, right, you just go to the transform data, or you can remove it from the model also, or you can hide it. I just go to the Power Query editor. I do a little bit data transformation. Okay. Here, so we have product, sales, currency. And if I go here, I can see product, sales, currency. Everything is good. Column orders are maintained. But here date one is that, whereas here date is there. But this location column is not there in my other file. If my manager says, location in column is not at all required, then you can simply remove this unwanted column. And here the column name is date, but whereas here it is date one. If I don't rename this, what will happen is these two files will get merged, but you will have in total 5 columns. One column will be like date, other column will be date one. For these records in the first file, okay, you will have date and date one. But how many records? 14 records you will find null in date one column. Whereas here, in this case, for 5 records, you will find null in the date column. Here, date will get added. Okay. So I don't want, the date column to be created separately, because both of them are same column only. Because of some naming convention, they given date one, it is something wrong. I'm going to rename it as a date, so that this file date and this file date data will get combined together. Got it? So now all the columns are in the proper order. We have 4 columns. Here also we have 4 columns in the second data set. And the data type also same. So now what I do is I just go to this. So currently I'm in the home ribbon, but we are in the Power Query editor. You will find on the right side top append queries. So this is what I refer here, the append queries. Okay. Here you need to click on this drop down box and select append queries as new. If you select this one, what will happen? These two files will get combined together, and then you will see only one output. After you get the final output, if you want to review what was there in this file, what was there, it will not be there. Hence, better we will use the second option, append queries as new. Two tables. Look here. First table is foreign sales. This is the query. Okay. We are going to append the 2 queries. The second one is foreign sales 2. The first table is foreign sales, second table, right? So we need to specify 2 tables. If you have 2 or 3 or more tables, you need to select this one. Since we have only 2 queries here or 2 tables, we need to tell which all tables needs to be combined together. The sales and the sales 2. Click on OK. Now here we have 14, there we have close to how much? In for instance, we have 5 records. For 14 plus 5, 19 records should be there in the final output. Look here, if you scroll down and see it in the final output, it shows 19 records. It got appended together. Very good. So this is the final output, append. Okay. But had I used this one, what would have happened? Merge queries, instead of using this one, had I used this one, it would have created only one file like this. You will not be able to see these two things. So these two things will get combined and then it will produce a final thing and it will not leave this as it is. Okay. And since the advantage of this one is, the second option is, you can go back and check here, look here, in this file, how many records are there? 14 records. And what are the values are there? The column names, everything you can see, data type, everything you can see it. You can cross verify if you leave it as it is. And then after you do the join, and if you think these two files are not required, right click on it and delete it. It will get removed only from Power Query Editor. The data will not get removed permanently. Yeah, only this query will get removed here. Okay. So after you append the data from these two queries, and after you do the cross-checking or validating whatever the data was there in this file, whatever was there in this file got correctly appended, right? So then after that, you don't need it. Let's in the append one, you verified what data was there here, what data was there. After combining these two data set, did we miss out anything? Was there any issues? Nothing. Then you don't need these two files. You can simply go ahead and delete it. Okay, in our case, I'm not going to delete this. Let it be there. So hope you understood what is append. Here we have 14 records, and here we have 5 records. Sorry, in the first one you have 14, second one you have 5 records. 14 plus 5, 19 records are there now here in the final output. Got it? That's it. So now you understood what is append, right? So it's nothing but union all in SQL query. School time we studied the Venn diagram, set A, set B, and union all. We combine the two data set. And what is the difference between union and union all in SQL query? How many of you are aware of that one? Union and union all. Union will remove the duplicate, whereas union all, it will not remove the duplicate. Simply it will combine all the data into single file. Blindly it is combining the two data in a single file. That's why I made this statement at the beginning of before I started giving the demo. I told you very clearly, append will not make sure that removing the duplicate records, right? So after append, you may find some duplicate records also if your data has some duplicate values in it. So union all, it does the union all. Which one? Append. Remember this. The interview, they'll ask you, what is the difference between union all and append? You can tell them upfront, both of them are same. Next one is the merge query. So merge, we have already discussed. If I want to merge the two data set, or if we want to combine the data from two data sets based on a common column, right? Then you do merge. Merge is similar to joins in SQL. There are different types of joins are there. We will discuss it as we move further about the different types of joins. Look here. Now what I do is, for the merge query, I just need to load some other data. I just click on Excel workbook, and here I have something like a sales fact. Even from the Power Query Editor, you can load the data. This is my sales transaction data. Let me just see what is there here. Both of them look similar, but the sheet name was not given proper name. And I'm going to, this is sales fact only product. Okay. I just click on OK, which means load it. And I'm going to rename it with some meaningful name. This is actually not a product data. It is a, look here, we can go and change it here on the right side. Here I say sales fact. This query name is sales fact. Look here, the name got changed here. The query name got changed to sales fact. Good. And next one is, so okay, now let us take a look at this sales fact file. Here I can see the product ID, customer ID, location key, order number, order date, list price, everything. Quantity, cost, price, everything is there, right? Everything is there. But my manager wants the customer name. Here in the sales fact file, we can see the ID, customer ID is available in customer table. Okay, so just customer ID will not help. It tells, okay, can you make the customer name as part of this table? But the customer name is available in another file, which I'm going to load it now. Dim customer. Dim customer, I just load it here. This is my customer file, but still it requires some kind of data transformation because the column names were not in the proper, it is not following the proper naming convention. And we need to promote this row, row into column thing. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to select this one. Look here, only after selecting this one, the OK button got enabled. I'm going to click on it. I need to do slight transformation, data transformation. What data transformation? Simply, I need to move this customer ID and customer name. I need to promote these two values into my column header. For this, I just go to the use first rows as address, click on this. Now it is pretty clear. The column names are really making sense here. I just double click on it and I just give some meaningful name. And this is the one is called your dim customer, dimension customer. What is dim? Dim stands for dimension customer. And most of the real-time scenario, you will find something like the naming convention, dim customer. You need to use some proper name. What is dim? Dim stands for dimension table. This is the fact table. Okay, don't worry about the dimension. What is dimension table, fact table? We'll discuss this as part of the data modeling topic. So, okay, and now I can see that the customer name is available in this file, whereas in the fact table, I don't see the customer name available here. I want to make the customer, I want the customer name from this table dim customer to be made as, or displayed here as part of my sales fact table. Okay, fine. So how do I do that? That is when we use the merge queries. Instead of using append, we are going to use merge. Okay, now the question is, okay, what is the, what we do here in the case of merge? So what is the first rule? So to join the data, if you want to merge the two data sets, two or more data sets, you need to have the common column between them, right? So what is the common column between sales fact and dim customer? What is the common column between these two? Look here, we have customer ID and the dim customer table, we have another column called customer ID. Customer ID from this table and customer ID from this table are common. Yes, Tulasi, you are correct, right? Right, okay, fine. So I just go to the merge queries and merge queries as new. Otherwise, what will happen is these two queries will get meshed and finally you will find only one output. I don't want that to happen here. I just select sales fact here, dim customer and sales fact. And if you select, how do I join these two tables? I told you, if you wanted to bring the customer name into this file, I need to join these two tables. Which all tables? Dim customer. Samya, are you watching here? Are you concentrating here? Dim customer and sales fact, right? you need to join these two tables based on a common column. What is the common column between these two data set? Soumya, can you tell me? What is the common column between these two data set? What is the common column between these two data set? Soumya, that is what my question. What is the common column? So what columns are common between these two data sets? So this is customer, this is sales. Are you please concentrating here or not? Please concentrate. See, the common column is customer ID, right? Here also customer ID is there. Here also customer ID. If you don't concentrate, it will be tough. You'll have to watch my video unnecessarily. You are wasting time. Simply concentrate here. Keep your phone, everything on mute. Okay, customer ID, right? You need to select this file and this column from this data set. And from this data set, you need to select this column. Now both the columns got highlighted in gray, which means we are telling Power Query Editor, hey, join these two tables based on the common column customer ID. And if I click on OK, what will happen is the new result, new query got created. This new query has the data set from BIM customer as well as in sales fact. Look here, customer ID, customer name from dimension customer. And in addition to that, the sales fact table data also got included here. But in the sales fact, if you see, you can see this icon. So it is available in the form of table. You need to click on this one to expand the data from the sales fact table. Just click on it and I just select this one. Okay, I just remove this one. I will undo this. I just click on this one, but I'm going to uncheck this one so that all the columns from the sales fact table will get displayed as it is. Otherwise, each column will get prefixed with sales fact dot product ID, sales fact dot customer ID one, something like that. So now we can see customer ID. So, in the sales fact, we have product ID. All the columns from sales fact table got expanded here. Good. And all I need is the customer ID. Look here, the customer ID is, this is the one is coming from BIM customer. And this customer ID came from sales fact. Remember this, okay? Based on these two common columns only, we merged this one. That is the fundamental thing we did it. And now I don't need this customer ID. I'm going to remove it. Okay, I just look here. I'm going to drag and drop it after customer ID. Okay, this invoice was made. We generated an invoice in the name of John. Okay, he purchased on so and so date, and so what items he purchased, it all sales amount, how much sales we generated from John, and what is the profit we made from customer John, what is the discount we have given. All these data are available. So now the customer name column, we made it part of the sales fact using the join condition. Okay, so we merge, right? I just go ahead and do it one more time. Merge as queries new. I just select here once again. So in the sales fact and team customer, what is the common column between these two data set? I repeat the same question. Why don't you tell me, Soumya, why don't you help me? Can you tell me the common column between these two data set? How about others? What is the common column between these two data sets? See, I just simply changed the order. That's all. Earlier, BIM customer was there, and here sales fact was there. What is the common column? Divyani, customer ID. Very good, super. And Soumya, customer ID, right? Click on the customer ID and click on the customer. These two got selected. And then if you scroll down here, you can see something like join kind. Different types of joins I told you, right? So on what basis you need to join? By default, it is left outer. The merge one as the left outer join. Okay, and you can select here, click on the drop down here and inner join. Use inner join only for the matching values you can give the thing. Okay, and then click on OK. This is merge to. Here also same thing we did it, but here we did inner join. We have used inner join. Don't worry, I'll explain you what is inner join, everything. Look here now. See, we have selected sales fact table first, and then we have merged it with the BIM customer. Hence, BIM customer appears as a table. You need to expand the data from this one and click on OK. Now you will find customer ID from BIM customer table and customer name from the BIM customer table got expanded. And now what you do is simply drag and put it somewhere closer to the customer ID in your sales fact table. And similarly, if your manager asks you to display the product name in the sales fact table, you need to join which table? Product table and BIM product table, and you need to load the DIM product. Okay, and then you need to combine the DIM product with sales fact table to get the product name. Look here. So it makes more sense. Okay, which customer is purchased. We have used left outer, sorry, inner join. Inner join is something like A union B. I will just show you, I'll explain you what is, because of, I have mix of non-programmers here in this batch. I will have to cover everything from the ground up. Yeah, thank God I got my stylus. Look here, left outer join. What is left outer join? So school time we studied. This is my set A and this is my set B. Venn diagram. So how many of you remember Venn diagram? So school time we studied Venn diagram. A union B, A intersection B, and associative theorem, all the things, right? Everything you've seen. And what is the intersection? The common value between these two data sets. Okay. And this is nothing but your inner join. Okay, the A intersection B. This is the area, the common value between these two data sets. Right, so this is the thing. Okay, not it is going outside. It should not go outside. Inside of this one. Okay, you just think that way. Okay, so this is called your A intersection B, which means common value between these two data sets. So what is left outer join? So earlier, by default, all right, it performed the left outer join with the two data set. What is left outer join? The matching values between these two data sets and the non-matching value from your left side of the table. This is your left side. So we have on the left side table A, on the right side we have table B. Let's say here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, and here I have 1, 5, 3 is there. Okay, and matching value between these two tables, and then non-matching value from the left side table. What is the output? So matching values here, 1 is there, 1 is there, 1 and 2 is not there. But since it is a non-matching value on the left side, you need to take it up. And 3 is matching value. And here 4 is non-matching value. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what your left outer join. So here 5 is there. It is not going to care because it is not matching with the left side table. Okay. And okay, the 4 is also not matching with the right side table. Since we are doing the left out join, non-matching value from, what are the non-matching values? 2 and 4. Non-matching value from your left side will get fetched. In addition to that, matching value from the both data sets, 1 and 3 are matching from the two data sets, and non-matching value from the left side will get displayed here. So the opposite is right outer join, right outer join. This is a left outer join. The opposite is right outer join. So can you tell me the output here? What is the output here? All of you, please type it in the chat window quickly. Let me see how many of you are concentrating here. I know it is difficult to concentrate after lunch. It's a bit difficult. But still, it is our life, right? I'm trying to make you all a much better option. So Divyani is perfect. How about others? How about others? Tulasi perfect. And Tulasi or Soumya, what is 1 NN 3? 1 is correct, 3 is correct. What is NN? Maybe you are correct, right? So, no, what is 1, 3? What is NN? Now we are talking about right outer joint. Please concentrate here. I think you are not concentrating here, all of you. Okay, so few of you. Okay, so this is, see, this is the left side of the table. This is the right side of the table. So now I'm talking about the right side of the table. Matching value between these two tables, 1, 3. Non-matching value from the right side table is 5, right? That's what I discussed here. Matching value 1, 1 and 3, 3 from the two data sets, right? Hence 1, 3 we have taken here. Non-matching value from the left side is 4. You did not take into account of this one, non-matching. So now in this case, right outer join we are doing it. Matching value from the two data set, non-matching value is 5. Okay, so okay, let me do one thing. I just draw this thing. See, this is the thing is called your left outer join here. Simply all the values from your table A is called your left outer join, right? So that's what so including this common value. Okay, this is your left outer join. Soumya, for you only I'm repeating it. Okay, outer join, left outer join, and the right. What is the right outer join? All the values, including the common values between the two data sets. It's pretty simple, right? This is right outer join. High school math. All the, including the common values, all the values, including the common values. Okay. All the values from the B is 1, 5, 3, including the common value. The common value is 1, 3, right? So hence we are not going to duplicate it. 1, the common value is 1, 3, and all other values from B is 5. So 1, 3, 5. Soumya, are you able to understand or not? Soumya and others. Say yes or no. Are you able to understand? Yes, right? Don't say for the sake of saying yes. If you cannot understand even after this, please watch my video again. Okay, that is the only thing. See, if nobody is born genius, right? So it is the thing, yeah. So supposing you're not able to understand, only way out is you need to work out. You need to watch the video multiple times, at least 2 or 3 times. If you watch it, you'll be able to understand. So now you understood what is left outer joint, right outer, inner joint. The next one is, I just look here. If I want to open this, let's say instead of doing inner join, let's say I did the inner join here, and now I realized, no, it should not be inner join. I wanted to rewrite this query. So what you do is simply click on this one, expand, not here. You just click on this one. No, not that one. Yeah, this is the one, correct. Right, the merge to source, just next to the source, you will find this wheel, right? When you click on the wheel, it will open the query. This is what we did it, right? What we did it, we could see now the customer ID and customer ID, these two columns were common between these two data, hence we selected these two, and we have used inner join. And if you think, no, I don't want to do inner join, I want to right outer join, you can select it here. And what is full outer join? All rows from both A union B, all rows from both data set. That is what your A, B. What is A union B? That is what your full outer join. Now here I have 1, 2, 3. Here I have 3, 4, 5. So full outer join, what it does in this case, let me just show here. Full outer join, all rows from both. Okay, and here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it removes the duplicate. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what your A union B. In this case, full outer join. Now you understand what is full outer join? Data from both the data set. Very simple. So far we learned about left, right, and full outer join. And also we learned about inner outer join. Inner outer join is your, what is that? The intersection, common value. Okay. And the next one is left anti-join, right anti-join. We have something else called left anti-join and right anti-join. For this, I will just go here and I'll show you with example. In Power BI, Microsoft site itself, they've given a very good example, left anti-join. What is left anti-join? And right anti-join. If you just go here, you'll find it here. So this is the table A and table B. So if you see here, it is pretty clear, left anti-join. So what is the common column between these two data sets? Country ID and ID. Don't think always the common column between the two tables should have the same naming convention. Okay, for example, if you don't find country ID here, it's pretty common sense, right? Here, country is a country name, and they mention the ID, which is nothing but the country ID. Okay, and if you are not clear, talk to the customer, you tell them, find out from them, hey, what is the common column between these two tables? Because in this table, I can see country ID, but whereas in this table, I don't see country ID. But for silly thing, you don't go and ask them, they will get irritated. Okay, because there are certain things you should be knowing implicitly. So here, since we see the country name here, and this is nothing but your country ID, but still you talk to your peers, in your colleagues, right? Talk to your colleagues and find out, but don't ask the customers, US customers or any customers. Okay, so here the common column between these two table is country ID. So I need to do a join between, I need to join these two data set. What kind of join? Left anti-join, I won't do it. So when I do the left anti-join, what is happening here? You can see the 1, 1, 2, we can see it here. And matching values, it is excluding it. Look at this diagram. It tells us very clearly. All the values from the left side table, excluding the data on the right side table and also common values. The left outer join, including the common values on the left side, all the data from the left side and including the common value. That is your left outer join. Press left anti-join. Show me only the values from a left side table. Don't show me the common values between the two data sets, and also don't show me the data on the right side table. So here, what values are there? So the common value is 3, 3, right? It has to exclude the common values between the data sets, and 1, 1, it is not common between these two data sets, hence it written 1, 1, and 2, 2 is not available, hence you need to put it here. That's all. So date, and this is the year. This is my date, and country ID comes here, and units comes here, but country is null here. Why it is displaying null here? Why it is displaying null here? Because you are displaying the country ID only, you are doing the left anti-join, left side table only. Though you are joining these two tables using left anti-join, right? So since you need to exclude the values here, even country column also, it will get excluded the values, null, 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 null. Fine. And now I'm going to ask you, what is the right anti-join? Can someone tell me what is the right anti-join? Right. So this is left anti-join. The right anti-join is the shaded side on the right side. I'm going to ask you this question. Soumya, tell me what is right anti-join. The opposite is right anti-join, right? Look here. This is a right anti-join. Look here. All the values from the second table on the right side table, excluding the common value and the left side table data. That is your right anti-join. So if you just scroll down here, and if you see here, look here, this is what we can see here. The date, country ID, and no, not this one. Where is the right anti-join? Okay, it is there here, right anti-join. So all the values from the right side, but the 3 is matching here. Common values, you need to exclude it. Hence, this one will get dropped. And uncommon value. What is not common here? 4, right? 4 is not there here. 4 is there here. Hence, it returns this one. But here, we did not use ID column here. We did not use ID column here at all. So we just simply brought the country table column. Hence, for the corresponding country ID 4, it displays the Spain, but the rest of the 3 columns comes from this right, the left side. Since the left side, we are not supposed to take any values, right? It shows null, 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 null. Okay, so here the right side only need to consider, but right side also, we have taken only the country. We did not use the ID column here. Had I mentioned ID column here, the 4 would have been, fetched here, and the Spain would have displayed along with that one. So now you understood. With this diagram itself, you would have understood what is right antijoin, what is left antijoin. This is one of the questions was asked at the time of interview with Anuradha. So she's another student, okay? And you need to remember this one. Simple, you need to have the fire. I need to understand at any cost, right? That is more than you can understand. So now we discussed about all types of joints: left join, right join, full outer join, inner join, left antijoin, right antijoin. That's all. We don't have any other type of joint. So just we will go and verify this one. Apart from these 5 type of joints, are there any other joints? You can see it here. Joint kind. How many types of joints are there in Power BI? Left, right, full outer, inner, right antijoin, left antijoin. That's it. We don't see anything else beyond this, right? I just show you one more time here. No, 1 second. I just move this up. Yeah, inner joint, right? So 3 or 6 types of joints. Okay, and the left antijoin, right antijoin. Most of you are not familiar with this one. Hope you understood what is left antijoin, right antijoin. And now, in addition to the traditional joint types. Got it? If you're still not clear, I would advise you watch my video one more time and come back with questions. You do not know how many times Abhijit disturbed me. Okay, I got irritated. Let it be there, right? But I know inside my heart, I used to appreciate it. Okay, so many times you used to send a message, sir, this is a doubt, this is a doubt, right? Don't send me a message saying, hi, sir. Get into the business directly. So, hi, sir, this is the doubt. Can you please help me out whenever you are free? That's it, right? Make it straight. Don't wait, till I respond, hi. Simply you put it. Whenever I'm free, but I'll finish it off. Okay. So this is the mode, right? So the one way I appreciate. So where is this one here? The American way, right? So they like, straight get into the business. Okay, don't say hi and all. Don't wait, but don't expect someone to be available in the chat 24/7. Simply say hi. You don't have to call me hi sir and all. Call me Satya. Hi Satya. So I have, or you don't have to say hi Satya and all. Simply get into this. I have a below issue. Can you please help me out? That's all. But before that, you give it a try and try to fix on your own, so that that learnings, the strugglings, whatever you undergo to solve that issue will be a lesson. You will not forget it. At the time of interview, to be very much helpful. And even after that, if you cannot solve it, you come back to me. Not a problem. I'll help you out. Okay. Fine. Any other questions? I guess all of you understood the difference between merge and join. We need to go on in a much, see, those of you are completely new when to programming. I would still advise you before you attend my next session. For example, this Monday, I'm going to have a session. So guys, believe me or not, even Saturday, Sunday morning, I get up 6 a.m. because my people, they wake me up. Forget about money, yeah. If I develop heart attack or stroke, who is going to care me, right? That is what dedication. Everybody thinks, this guy is running after money. It is not running after money. It is what, passion. Develop the passion. Go to the full instructor-led course. And just if you see here, for example, merging the data sets. It's already there, right? Data profiling is there already. You see that, okay, this guy is going to cover, so far he covered, this one, he might cover this one. You just go through it, appending data sets, merging the data sets, enable, load, include, what is querying. You watch all the things. If you are, if you don't absorb, if you cannot absorb quickly, this is the best way. Before you attend the next session, make sure that whatever I'm going to cover in the next session, you need to go through on it well advanced. That's the reason why I gave this previous batch recorded video. Fine, guys, no more advice. It is you. It is you. I'm not your sir. I'm not, genius. Okay. I'm not, what is his name? Elon Musk. I'm not Bill Gates. Okay. This is the tips I give you. You need to take initiative. Who knows? After 2 years, you might be in a much better position than me. Also, IT industry brain. That's all. Fine, guys. We have covered the merge and join, merge and append. You understood the difference between append and merge. In SQL query, we call append as union all, whereas merge in Power BI is equivalent to joins in your SQL query. But using merge, we can do any 6 different types of joins. That's what we discussed so far. I just recorded. I just let me see if this is one.